need to listen to more podcasts and audiobooks, or even just enjoy silence while working on projects. I will be replacing screen time with crochet until I finish this project. A few months ago, I got rid of my phone addiction and I haven't doom scrolled since, but I can feel myself getting back into it because I'm allowing myself to watch a few videos here and there, and the algorithm is sucking me back in. So I'm hoping that making this video will get me back on track, but the thing that I struggle the most with is TV. I watch several hours of TV every single day, and I'm hoping to stop doing that. I gotta act fast before the lighting goes bad again. So what I'm making is a long sleeve mesh top. And I just finished both the front and back panel. So let me just try this on to give you a better idea of what it's looking like. So it's gonna be a slightly cropped top. And this is the front. And I just finished the back. So this is the back. And now I'm gonna have to join the front and back panel together at the top. And then when I do that, wait, let me just grab that. Ooh, how am I gonna do that? Ooh, how am I? Ouch. Okay, so when they're joined together, it'll create an armhole. And then I'm gonna start working up the sleeves from the armholes. I hope the armholes are big enough. Ooh. They might not be. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I can't really tell if the armhole's big enough. I'm gonna go take a look in the mirror and make sure everything's looking okay before I go ahead and sew the panels. The armholes are definitely not big enough, so I'm gonna add 2 more rounds to the back panel, but then I'm gonna have to take apart what I did for the collar on the front panel in order to add 2 more rounds. So that's gonna be a whole thing. I'm so tired and I already drank 2 cups of coffee, but I'm debating getting a 3rd. So I added 2 rows to each panel, and I thought that would be enough to make the, ooh, I just stepped on something sharp. Ooh. Ow. This just stabbed me in the foot. Anyway, I thought adding 2 extra rows to each panel would be enough to make the armhole the size that I need it to be, but I think I might have to add an extra row to each panel, or maybe even an extra 2 rows. But I'm not sure, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from this project so that I can give myself some time to think about it before I do anything crazy like taking stuff apart. I'm gonna go for a walk, think about what I have to do next, and then I will deal with it when I get back. I'm so hot right now. I just got back from my walk and I still don't know what to do about my crochet top. And now I'm gonna go to a coffee shop with my sister and we're gonna hang out at the coffee shop for a little bit. So I wanna bring a project to work on while I'm there. And since I don't know what I'm gonna do about the crochet top, I'm gonna bring a different project with me, which is this raglan knit long sleeve that I was working on in my last video. And this is also a project that I want to finish as soon as possible so that I can wear it at least once before summer's over. So I'm going to bring this project with me to work on at the coffee shop because I need more time to figure out what to do with the crochet top. I'm going to get a big coffee. I miss watching TV and it's still just the first day of me having 0 screen time. So I bought a book and I'm gonna go read it now because I did way too much knitting at the coffee shop and now my shoulders hurt. So I don't want to crochet anymore tonight. And since I can't watch anything, I'm just gonna read. Yeah, I got The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, and I'm very excited to read this book. I really love the Handmaid's Tale book and the entire series, so I'm excited to see what comes next in this sequel. So you just watched me taking apart the front and back panel because I have decided to add an extra 2 rows to each panel, and I just finished the front panel. I also decided to make the neckline less deep this time around, and I hope that was the right decision. Anyway, I finished the front panel and now I'm working on the back panel. And I'm just crocheting in silence because I don't know what to listen to. What I wanted to do was watch some YouTube videos, but I can't do that. I could just listen to a podcast. I have been listening to this really good podcast lately. It's called Short History of ... And then each episode will cover a different topic of history, and it's narrated very well. It feels like I'm kind of listening to an audiobook, but it's just like short stories. And I'm learning stuff, which feels productive. I might listen to that in a little bit, but honestly, I'm kind of enjoying the silence. Oh my gosh. I can hear thunder. There's a storm coming. It's not raining yet. So before it starts raining, I just want to quickly show you what this is looking like because I just finished sewing the 2 panels together at the top, which means I finished the body of this top. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's gonna start raining any second. So I added an extra 2 rows to each panel and this is what the armholes are looking like now. This feels so much better. Adding the extra rows was definitely the right decision. And now I can start working on the sleeves, which is super exciting. Yesterday I started working up one of the sleeves, and this is how much I have so far. But I'm gonna have to take all of this apart now because I just realized that I've been placing my decrease stitches in the wrong spot. So I'm doing a total of 8 decrease stitches per sleeve in order to gradually cinch it in. And my plan was to place all the decrease stitches along the bottom of my sleeve. So right along here. But this whole time I've been adding the decrease stitches along the top of the sleeve, which is exactly what I don't want to do. The reason I wanted to place them at the bottom of the sleeve is because I didn't want them to be noticeable, but with them being at the top of the sleeve, they are very visible. And I don't want that. And I'm still in the early stages of this sleeve, so it's not a big deal to have to take it apart. So unfortunately, I'm running out of the yarn that I'm using to crochet this top, so I will most likely have to incorporate other yarns into the sleeves of this top. But first I have to get through this remaining yarn, and I just finished winding this yarn into a cake because I want to start working up the second sleeve, but I also don't want to cut the yarn from the first sleeve. So in order to do that, I wound the yarn into a cake because with this yarn being in a cake, I can use both ends at the same time. So I'm just gonna work on both sleeves of this top at the same time until they get to be the same length. Hopefully that makes sense. But also I'm worried this is gonna create a knot because, yeah, winding this yarn into a cake while one end was already tied to this project was a little tricky, but hopefully it's not a problem. This is how much yarn I have left, and this is what the sleeves are looking like. But I think I might take them apart. First, let me try this on and show you what everything's looking like. So far, everything's looking really good. I really love how this top is coming together. The only thing is, do you see how the top part of the sleeves kind of sticks out a little bit like this? I don't hate how it looks. It looks kind of boxy, which I like. The only thing I'm worried about is that the bottom part of the sleeve is gonna be longer than the top, which I don't want to be the case. But it might not be super noticeable, but do I want to take that chance? Do I want to finish both sleeves only to realize that it is noticeable and I don't like it? I don't think I want to go through that. So there is a solution, which is to add short rows, which I'm not really used to doing with crochet. I've done it several times with my knitting projects, so I'm familiar with short rows, but this is gonna be a first with crochet. If I were to add short rows, I would add 1 or 2 short rows at the top right here, just halfway around the sleeve, just to kind of add a little bit more fabric at the top so that this part of the sleeve sits at the same point as the bottom of the sleeve, and it would go like that rather than being higher up than the bottom part of the sleeve. This is just something that I'm contemplating right now. I've been crocheting for over 2 hours straight today without taking any breaks, so I'm gonna take a long break and I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna do next. I'm not gonna do anything right away because I don't wanna make any impulsive decisions right now and then come to regret it later on. So Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I think it would look really good. I think adding short rows into the sleeves would create a much better shape. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do crochet short rows. Doing the short rows was a mistake. They look really weird. These are the short rows. I don't know why it's sticking out so much. There's a chance that it could look better after working more of the sleeve, because maybe the weight of more sleeve would weigh this down a little bit. But honestly, I don't want to try that. I would rather just take apart the short rows and just do a normal sleeve. This is just going to be a very boxy top, which is fine. It's kind of a nice look. I don't regret trying the short rows though. I needed to try it. Otherwise, I would have always thought that it was the solution. Honestly, it still could be the solution. I just don't know if I'm doing it correctly. Also, I think it's kind of weird to do short rows in the sleeves for a drop shoulder construction without doing short rows at the top of the body in the back. I should have added short rows in the body, but it's too late for that. So this top is just gonna have no short row shaping at all. I just finished reworking the second sleeve and now both sleeves are the same length again, but I have officially run out of this yarn, which is not a surprise. I did see this coming. I knew I would not have enough of this yarn to complete the entire top. I did think it would take me a little bit further than how far it's taken me. So now I have to choose a different yarn that I think will go well with this colorway to complete the rest of the sleeves. And I have already given this some thought, and I'm gonna show you the yarns that I'm considering as of right now. And I'm pretty sure this is what I'm gonna go with. So this is my box of scrap yarn, and these are the yarns that I think I'm gonna use. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use all 3 of these yarns, but I won't really know until I start using them. I'm gonna do like a little, not like a swatch, but I'm gonna do 1 row of each color on one of the sleeves and see how it looks. And if I like it, then I will continue with that. What I'm thinking, if I like these colors together, what I'm thinking of doing is doing a section of stripes with these colors, and then the bottom cuff section of the sleeves, I'm thinking of doing completely in this black and white checkered yarn. I think that could look cool. I have to leave in about 10 minutes to go to a birthday party, but before I go, I wanna update you on this top. I don't really need to try it on to show you what it's looking like because it's basically looking exactly the same as when I showed it to you last, even though I spent a few hours working on it yesterday. And that's because I did a lot of trial and error yesterday, trying to figure out what colors to use for the rest of the sleeves. So instead of using the colors that I showed to you previously, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use all 3 of these yarns. I will be using a completely different yarn, which is this yarn right here, because the colors that I showed you previously looked weird. I had this idea in my head of what it would look like, and it did not look like that at all. I feel like the dark green was too harsh. It didn't match the rest of this top, and then the really They're chartreuse, is that the color? Didn't work either. It was a little too bold, and also the texture of those yarns didn't really fit this top, whereas this yarn seems to work the best. The color of it works pretty well with this top, and then also the texture of it and thickness of the yarn seems to work pretty well with this top as well. So as of right now, I'm gonna finish both of these sleeves with just this color, and I hope that it looks good. It's been a while since I've updated you on the screen time situation. I keep forgetting that the whole premise of this video is avoiding screen time, but I also am still following through on the no screen time. I have watched a few reels here and there. I only watched videos that people sent to me, but I didn't actively go on Instagram to watch videos. I didn't do any doom scrolling. I did watch a few stories here and there, but that is all. I haven't watched any TV and I haven't watched any YouTube videos or anything. It's all been podcasts and reading. My book is downstairs, so I can't show you, but I am halfway through my book right now, which I'm really proud of because it's been a really long time since I've read anything, and every time I've started reading a book, I've had a hard time sticking with it and reading it till the end. But the past couple of days, I've been reading so much and it feels really good. I'm really loving the book. The book is really good. Anyway, I will not be working on this top at all today because I'm going to a birthday party, but also because I need to give my shoulder a little bit of a break.
Oh, it's so good.
I have acid reflux.
I know you do.
Yeah. I can't eat after 7.
So I worked up about 5 rounds with this yarn, and I don't like it. I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, I thought this yarn was a similar enough thickness to this Noro yarn, but I think it's actually quite a bit thinner, and it's having an effect on the finished fabric. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but this section that I did with this yarn is smaller, more dense, I guess, than the rest of the sleeve because the yarn is slightly thinner. I also don't really know if I would even like the rest of this sleeve being just this color. I feel like it kind of takes away from how beautiful the rest of this top is with all its different colors. So I'm thinking I might just make this top a short sleeve and not finish the rest of these sleeves. Because I've tried every yarn I can think of in my stash that could possibly look nice with this yarn, and nothing seems to be working. So I'm gonna take this section apart that I did with this yarn, and I think I'm just gonna block this top and just be done with it, which is exciting. I'm ready to be done working on this top. I've actually really enjoyed working on this top, but I'm ready to watch some TV again. Guys, I love this top. It is beautiful. It came out better than I expected. I didn't follow a pattern for this top. I freehanded it, so I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to come out, and it's safe to say that it came out amazing. I love it. If you would like to crochet something similar, it is so easy and I highly recommend giving it a go. I started in the round at the bottom here, split the front back panel around this section here to create the armholes. I joined at the top here, created a little bit of shaping for the neckline, and then I picked up stitches for the sleeves around the armhole and then worked up the small short sleeves. And then I did some decrease stitches along the bottom here, and I think I only did like 3 or 4, I think 4 decrease stitches along the bottom, just to cinch it in slightly, not in an obvious way, but just enough to create a little bit of shape. And everything seems to have worked out perfectly. Very happy with the results. But I have to admit, it has been over a week since I finished this top, and since then, my screen time has been very high. I have gone back to watching TV a lot, and I've been going on my phone a little bit, but not as much. It's mostly been TV. But that's because I love to knit and crochet while watching TV shows. But what this experience of no screen time has shown me is how much better I feel when I don't watch so much TV. So going forward, I'm gonna try to keep a little bit more balance in my life. And yeah, even though my screen time is back to being high now, it was non-existent, pretty much non-existent while working on this top, and I think that was really good for me. I would love to do something like this again because it forced me to switch up my routine and not rely on watching TV to entertain me while I knit and crochet. I need to listen to more podcasts and audiobooks, or even just enjoy silence while working on projects. So I'll definitely be doing this again. Not yet though, because I have some shows that I'm enjoying right now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and let me know if you would like me to do this again sometime. I'm down to do it if you guys enjoyed watching it. But for now, I'm gonna go, and hopefully I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye!